Okay, we are here. We made it. Carlsbad Caverns.
Greetings from a very rainy day
Very
in New
rainy.
Mexico.
Yeah, very rainy.
We went in Jewel Cave in the rain also.
Did we?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, we went to Wind Cave. It was raining.
Yes. We didn't go to Wind Cave.
No, we didn't. We thought we were going.
But it should be a good rainy day activity. So, yeah. Looking forward to this.
See what this visitor center is all about. Get some junior ranger books and go in Cave Cavern.
Cave Cavern. What's different? Let's learn.
It's the centennial year for Carlsbad. Look at those bats. This is gonna be a good sticker. Okay. They have a nice, pretty nice visitor center here. Oh, like your bats? Yeah. Okay, let me take the photo.
Hi, Colin. You look like you're ready to do some caving. Yeah. 1923, 100 years ago, National Monument. 1930 became the 26th National Park.
But you have to take
There's the visitor center. Down, 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 down.
Where?
Into the cave. So we're going to be touring the big room today, right, Em? You're going to find out if you're a caver or not?
Oh, say yes, and I'm engine, and I'm proud of it. And that's what we would like to see.
Welcome, of course. Up ahead of you is that natural entrance and the main corridor trail down to the big room. Please make sure that you are staying on the paved surfaces at all times. Don't go off trail for any reason, and do not touch any of the rocks or formations of the cave, as they are permanently stained by the oils of our skin. Okay, so if you see some cool rocks down there, ask to take some pictures of it instead of touching them. Does that make sense, guys? And then also remember that being in a cave, you do have an echo to any noise that you make. So please be respectful of other groups that are underground. Whether or not you can see anyone else in the cave does not mean that no one else can hear you. So please whisper while you're down there. Don't make any unnecessary noise.
Okay, we're making our way down the path.
Mom. So did you say it was an hour to get into the cave?
It's an hour down into the big room because we're about to enter the cavern right now.
Okay, so they have. Do you want to tell about the bat flights? Since even if we come, we can't record it. They have an amphitheater there, so in the evening, a lot of
It's
bats
at 300,000 to 400,000.
fly out of here, but you can't record it. So
Yeah.
even if we come for it, we won't have video. So imagine 4,000 bats flying.
No,
out of-
100,000.
400,000 bats. Did I
Yeah.
say 4,000 bats?
Yes.
Flying out of that hole, and it would be pretty cool looking and actually make a really good video if you were allowed to video.
They told us it's 60 switchbacks down to the bottom of the cavern.
windows and everyone can hear us. Okay, we came from up here, and now we're going down to the cave. There you go. Iceberg rock fell 513,000 years ago. Based on when the stalactite was formed.
Ann, tell us what you learned. What are we seeing here?
Swiss cheese pattern. And they don't really know why it's here. It's normally formed by sulfuric acid, which I guess is not what formed the rest of this cave. So they're not really sure. That's what I learned. What did you learn?
So you can hike up.
If you wanted to hike up, so we hiked down, and apparently hiking up is an option. But you're hiking the height of the Empire State Building.
Yes.
So
800 feet.
we're gonna take the elevator up. We're gonna take the elevator.
I'll meet you at the top. So we finally made it to the big room. That was an hour-ish down.
Yeah, it was dead on. I think it took us 52 minutes.
Yeah.
And we like stopped a lot.
Yeah. That's the way to do it. We'll talk more about that later, but that's the way to do it.
We weren't quick about it.
Yeah. And then so we have 1.2 miles.
We're gonna walk
Around the big room.
Are we doing? Oh, it's all of this.
Yeah. What does it look like, Ev?
Icicles.
Icicles. Christmas lights.
No, there's stalagmites.
Stalactites? Oh yeah, thanks, Ben.
This stalagmite, I'm touching the stalactite.
Yeah?
What happens when they do touch?
They become, no, they become pillar. Like that.
Look at this thing.
It's called the lion's tail.
What's it called?
It's called the lion's tail, or in Spanish, cola de leon. And it's made with stalactites and popcorn.
Very cool.
Hey, popcorn.
Wow.
What's this called?
That is so crazy.
Very cool.
Grab some of it.
Hi, we're sitting here in the visitor center cafeteria working on Junior Ranger. Ben, what are you doing?
I'm doing a cavern scavenger hunt, and we found these all.
You found all 9 of the things on there?
Yeah,
Awesome.
stalagmites, cave popcorn, spirit world rope, cave pools, stalactites, soda straws, draperies, columns, and his shore crater.
Wow, all 9 things. And Colin, what are you doing over here?
I'm doing something called What's the Word? And it's a crossword.
Okay. What's the hardest clue in the crossword?
I do not know yet.
Okay. So far pretty easy for you?
I just did my geologically walks.
This one's got crossword, word search, and Ben's doing a maze. So pretty much basic kid stuff.
activities.
Yes.
What's the word?
Junior Ranger,
As a junior ranger,
I promise
I promise
to help care for and protect
to help care and protect
the national parks,
the national parks,
to keep them safe
keep them safe
and beautiful for everyone.
and beautiful for everyone.
Congratulations, and thank you for being Junior Rangers now in Carlsbad Caverns National Park.
You can't see anything. The mountain is like gone. Theoretically, there's a mountain here. Okay, family. Carlsbad Caverns National Park. Check.
That was awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Very big,
Yeah,
very big cave.
but Carlos.
No, nope, nope. Very big cave. Lots to see.
It was self-guided too, which is unique in the cave, what we experience in cave parks.
Yeah, we took a lot of photos this time.
I took a lot of video too. I don't know
And
what, I don't
video.
know
We
what
don't
light
like
was
caves
useful.
are really hard to
Yeah.
take photos or videos in. But one of the reasons we couldn't even try in Jewel Cave was because we were on that tour
Yeah.
where we were walking in just like a line of people through it, and so you could not stop and try to like, okay, let me put my phone on night mode and like see if I can take a picture, because it was all happening too quickly.
That
But
could
we
be
were
the
at our
case.
leisure.
Well, that could be the case here too in the middle of summer. Where
Yes.
it's Monday in November and there was probably about 7 other people in the cave at the time
Yeah.
we were there.
We overheard the worker saying that in the busy season, it is very crowded in
Yeah,
there.
they said it's a quarter-mile line to take the elevator back up.
Back up,
Yikes.
which is crazy.
But we chose to walk down through the natural cave entrance and take the elevator up, which is
Right.
like, if you're coming,
Yeah,
this is
the
best
other
to
way
do it.
is not even an option. I don't even know.
I mean, half of what we saw was on that descent down.
Mm-hmm.
That was half of our tour.
Yeah.
So you're missing out on half of the cave tour if you were taking the elevator down.
Well, also, we watched video of people doing the shortcut too, and if you do the shortcut, you also miss half of it.
Yeah.
So really, you need to be prepared to hike 2.5 to 3
Walk.
miles. Walk, yeah, to
It's
walk.
all paved, it's all,
like
there's handrails for the descent. It's fine.
it's going to take you several hours.
Yeah, we were
It is not-
we were experiencing the cave for about two-ish hours, I would say.
Yeah, I didn't really look at the clock when we
I
went
think it was
up.
just over 2 hours.
So yeah, but what I like about it is I'm tired of feeling like I've missed out on National Park. Like there's always something more you could do, right? Like, oh, if you spent more time, there was an 8-mile hike you could do. This park?
They have that. An 8-mile hike you could do.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, but like, same thing at Wind Cave. They claim it's too majestic world.
That's like the
one.
top is as
No,
beautiful.
I'm not coming for the prairie or the desert. I'm here for the cave.
Well, also the top is the Guadalupe Mountains, which
its own
we're
park.
going to experience at Guadalupe Mountains. So
Mom,
anyway, I feel like you did it. You go in the cave, you walk the 2.5 miles, you've had the experience. We watched
Yeah.
the park movie.
Park movie, yep.
We went in the museum, whatever.
The exhibits. The Junior Ranger, we did the
Had
Junior
our picnic
Ranger.
lunch. Junior Ranger, like,
I
did
mean, we
it.
were there for 4.5 hours.
Yeah, that was kind of unexpected. I
Maybe
wasn't
5
expecting there to be there. I don't know that long.
No, I wasn't either.
Well, we must have gotten there around 10. So
Yep.
yeah, 5 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here we go.
Yeah, great place.
What do we think, children? Do you have
was
any?
amazing.
It was really cool.
5 of 5.
5 out of 5?
Perfect
10 out
park.
of 10.
10 out of 10. Okay.
100 out of a million. I mean,
Wow, that's not very-
100.
Okay, on that note.
Cut. Okay, we are in Carlsbad, New Mexico, visiting Carlsbad Caverns and Guadalupe Mountain National Parks. And I just wanted to kind of give a quick snapshot of where we're staying. We normally stay in full hookup campgrounds, but this is kind of desolate and there wasn't much that looked good. I don't know if you can hear the cows mooing in the background, but that'll give a little taste of where we're at. So we found this campsite. It's called Sunset Reef Campground. It is on Bureau of Land Management ground, so it is free. It's in the middle of nowhere. It was off the highway and down about 3/4 of a mile of a slightly rocky road. But then we came to the campground, and this is what we have. You got a small restroom there. Then you've got maybe 8 or so tent campsites here, and then similar number of RV campsites. They're pull-through campsites. They all have a covered picnic table, a fire ring, and a grill, along with a garbage can. This is the first BLM campground we've ever been to. It's probably gonna be the nicest if we go back to another one, but this has been perfect. So the thing with these campsites is they're obviously no hookups, so no water, no electricity, and so we're running our generator now to get electricity, charge up our batteries, and we're running off our tanks. But you can see we're literally in the middle of nowhere. There's some cows over there in the distance. It's really quiet outside of our generator. Oops. But it's right in between those two national parks. It's about 10 minutes or so to Carlsbad Caverns, and we're going to drive over to Guadalupe Mountains National Park today, and that's about, I don't know, 30 miles it said or so. So it's kind of a perfect spot for both of those parks. Oh, one more thing. I said that it was down a rocky, gravelly road, but once we were in the campground, it's nice crushed gravel, and everything is like perfectly level. So that is a big plus as well. So once we got in here, it's really large, really nice, easy to turn around for big rigs. It's perfect. So I was doing my video clip and they were all mooing.
Oh, they were. You know what I liked, Tim?
What's that?
A visitor center with the hours clearly displayed.
Yeah.
It's looking like a nice
We're
one.
walking up and it made the comment that it looks new. So
Does.
I'm intrigued.
Let's see what's inside.
Yeah, let's see.
Okay. So far, we like the visitor center hours clearly displayed. I like this sign. We said some of these parks we want clearly explained. Why is it a national park? This sign tells us. Why is Guadalupe a national park? The fossils. This is the largest exposed reef in the world.
I like the drawing of the ranger.
Yep. Very cute. Love it. They have all the different, here, let's see, all the different animals here. Turkey.
guys doing your route? Turn right out here, go half hour.
Junior rangering on the tailgate of the truck here. They're supposed to label these peaks. This one here is Guadalupe Peak, which is the highest point in Texas. So if you hike up there, you're at the top of Texas.
And you can say that you're on top of Texas, not the wall.
Right. Okay, right next to the visitor center, we're going to start with the Pinery Trail. It's not very long. I believe it says 7/10 of a mile. And all the plants here, it looks like, are kind of labeled, and the kids are supposed to identify some plants for junior ranger. So hopefully we'll get some of that done. Still working diligently on those junior rangers. This mountain here is the Texas El Capitan, and it's very beautiful.
And the Kincaid still had to find ways to move water to places where it was needed. Practical needs and comforts, such as interior lighting and plumbing, were met in innovative ways. And the settling gas system provided light in the 1920s, and a ram jet pump enabled water to be brought into the house.
Hey, we are at the Smith and Manzanita Springs Trail. 2.3 miles? 2.3 miles?
Yay!
As long as it's not 3 hours.
And we should see the History Museum while we're, oh, here's a little map of our trail. And then we're gonna take this little one and see the History Museum area. Okay, we're here at the Frijole Historic Site, where the Smith family, not us, lived for about 40 years and developed this land. This home, which they did not build, it was here before they got here, is the oldest substantial building in this area. And the Smiths built this water pump system in here, which is still flowing today, pulling up water for them to use. They had an orchard where they grew produce, which they sold, I believe it said about 60 miles away in town. And then they built this school building on their property for their children and some other children. There's the Smiths in there. Looks like this is a museum you can go into. We're kind of in an off-season time where a lot of places are short-staffed, and so some stuff like this hasn't been open. Looks like there's a little museum in there. Okay. What are we looking at, Ben?
A running spring of water that people use to get water.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of goes off in the two directions here.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I think it's safe to drink.
Yeah, I don't know. They probably drank it for a really long time, huh? Yeah.
Loch Ness Monster, also known as Nessie. Yeah.
Ooh.
Water break.
Like a field of yuccas.
What
Yucca
look like?
flowers? Yucca.
No, those are normal yuccas. That's normal yuccas. I think that you don't pronounce yuccas. I think it's yuccas.
Yucca. Okay. Got it. So these mountains are the largest exposed reef on Earth. So just like literally every other thing we've seen on this whole trip, this area was a ocean at one time. This was the reef, and it pushed up out of the ground, and so this is all ancient reef. There are a lot of fossils in this park of ocean critters, because as you could imagine, everything in the ocean dies, falls to the bottom. There's a lot of skeletons down there. So in another part of this park, there's a lot of sea creature fossils we've seen, but you can tell that the rock is dramatically different from anything that we've seen. Kind of looks like concrete almost. It's got like the rock, the pebbles in it, like, and so I believe them. Largest exposed reef on Earth.
What'd you find, Mama?
Water source. Mom, don't step on one of these. Look at it. Where? I teleported. Where?
Ben, what happened? Fell in.
A little bit.
That'll happen. You play in water long enough, you're gonna fall in.
Okay, which rock are we all gonna stand on? You did it! Okay, I'm gonna include this in the vlog because I watched several YouTubes trying to understand this national park and what we should do. So on the very off chance that someone has found it, because they're trying to figure out what to do at Guadalupe Mountains National Park, let's give you the hot tips about this hike. Because we did the pinery. Yeah. Okay, here, I'm gonna turn to the map. So we did, first of all, we have 3 kids with us. We did the Pinery Nature Trail, which is right here at the visitor center. It had pointed out a lot of the plants and you could see the mountains from there, and it's short. Then drove up the road 4 miles or something like that.
No, it was 1 mile.
Okay, 1 mile. You drove up this gravel road. You park here at the picnic area. This trail, the map said, is 2.3 miles. Tim, what'd you get?
Well, on my Garmin watch, I got 2.8.
2.8.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
And it took us, oh, what does it say? 2 hours.
And-
But that's with probably
Oh yeah, stopping.
30 minutes or so at the
Spring.
Smith Spring. Yeah.
So Tim says the hot tip is, if you want to do this, start here and see the little museum and go this way up to the spring,
Clockwise around.
which is beautiful, and then come back down. Because the other part was just very rocky, and someone had said about the, what's the other trail the boys wanted to do?
Oh,
The
Devil's Hall.
Devil's Hall trail that was not well marked. I would say it was also not well marked in that section.
Yes.
And the spring was beautiful. So there's our thoughts on the touring plan of this national park. And if we have time,
Yeah.
we would also try to drive farther up the road and go up to McKittrick Canyon, where there is not actually a visitor center probably that you can go in, and hike up the trail a little bit.
We might just drive up there.
Right.
The gates close at 5 tonight. It might be different when you're here. But they said, like, hard stop 5.
Yeah, 5 o'clock.
And they'll
And
walk
then
you in, basically.
the trail is very strenuous. So they recommended, if we had 3 children with us, to just like walk a little bit. And the other reason that we are entertaining driving up there is because the fall is supposed to be there.
Yeah,
the foliage. And so we might check it out. Yeah.
So I was telling Ann on the way just a few minutes ago that this park reminds me, very reminiscent of the Grand Tetons. I called it the Desert Grand Tetons. There's a mountain range that kind of comes out of nowhere, so you're just staring up at this mountain range. The park goes parallel. You can see it here. Here's the mountain range, and the park kind of goes parallel to the mountain range, similar to the Tetons. It also has all this history, human history,
settlers
history, which we showed a little bit at the ranch, and so it's definitely not as nice. But it is like the desert Tetons, I would say.
Okay. There you go. Guadalupe Mountains.
Oh, and there's also literally no one here.
Oh, yes. Apparently this is the busy
This is the
season.
busy season.
Yeah.
No.
No.
The parking lot.
Which is weird. Here, we can walk back to the car.
Yeah.
Which is weird just because it's so close to Carlsbad that I don't know if you were doing that, why you would not.
Yeah, if you're going to Carlsbad Caverns, there's no reason not to come here. From our campsite, which I talked about it a little bit when I was doing kind of the overview of the campsite, it was literally 30 miles to the dot here.
Yeah.
And then, so 5 miles to Carlsbad from there, 30 miles south to...
My guess is a lot of people would not do this park because there is no driving loop. And for a lot of people, that's the best way to access a national park is through a driving loop, and they don't have that here. So it's go to the visitor center, do a hike, see the mountains. Right. So that's a reason to skip it if that's not what you're into. But
well, I'm glad we did not skip it.
I mean, you could come if you're in the area. Come to the visitor center and look at the mountains and
keep going.
Go home, or leave, that'd be fine. There you go.